Hey everybody, welcome to the RSI Trade of the. For some reason, my camera is not working right now. But again, my name is Benjamin Poole with the RSI Trade of the Day. Today, I'm going to go ahead and get into our trade recap. Congratulations if you guys took that. So here is the recap on HIM's trade yesterday. Congratulations if you guys took this trade. I wanted to show you why I ended up taking this trade in the live day trading room. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have video for whatever reason. The video decided it wanted to cut out on me, and I've tried to click it a couple times, and it's just not working. But here's what happened. All right, so I said the upside target or the entry price on the HIM's trade was this gap fill right here. Double top right here at 67.37. And that was a great opportunity for us to enter this trade. And so what happened was I ended up entering this trade, and then it kept going higher. And so I added every 50 cents, added 50 cents, added 50 cents. 75 cents. Each time I added, the last add was at $7.25. And then what ended up happening is we had a nice pullback in the charts. So let's go ahead and switch to the 1 minute. The reason I ended up taking profits, I took about a $1,600 profit on this trade. The price consolidation for this trade, it was making the sideways consolidation. We ended up getting out just below the $68 level. And that was above where my entry price was, or an ad level. However, it was giving me this weird conflicting RSI. Usually I like to play RSI when it's very consistent. It's got a pierce of 70, comes back down, hits a 50. Then after it hits the 50, I like it to continue lower and head towards the 30. As you can see, look at what happens when it heads down to the 30. Price then switches from bullish to bearish and then continues lower. And that's what happened. After about 1:45 in the afternoon, everything started selling off, and so did the HIM's trade. Okay, so again, I ended up taking about $1,600. If you guys stuck with it, you guys would have taken your 3 to 5% from that initial entry, and then look at HIM's trades or the HIM chart today. It's down another 5% on the day. I was actually expecting to, based on the price action of the RSI, given a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, I thought we were going to have to end up playing this again today, but the trade worked out. So congratulations if you took it. I got lucky on this one based on the RSI. Fortunately enough for us, the rest of the stock market ended up closing or selling off. And so that's one of the things that propelled HIM's trade lower. All right. So sometimes you can get false signals indicating that we're still a relatively strong stock, but then we can have a sell-off once it hits the 30 and stays below the 30. It's kind of the inverse of what I was talking about, where everything stays above the 70. That's bullish, gets below the 70 or the 30, gets back above the 50 and stays lower. Then you've got a bearish stock. And then look at what happened, right? So we had this initial peak and then sell off, and then a continued sell off today, even into the after hours and the pre-markets today. All right, so a couple other trade charts that I want to go over. So here's a chart setup of OKLO I've been checking out. One of the things that I like about the OKLO chart is the fact that you've got some good price action and good relative strength index action. So what I'm looking for when I'm looking at the RSI is, does it make at least a 10% move to the downside and then the upside and then back down to the down. So I got price movement, and then the RSI is also moving. And so OKLO is actually looking like a potential short opportunity if you guys are interested in shorting, or if you're thinking, okay, I'm in this trade, I'm long OKLO because I was bullish on this thing. Now may be an opportunity to start looking at taking some profits, and then maybe re-entering it if it gets back down to this gap fill. That would be a pretty substantial drop. I'm noticing negative RSI divergence, And then you've got this gap fill sitting at 61.33. If it hits down to the 50, as you can see, the 50 on the RSI for OKLO, because it's such a strong stock, would be a great buying opportunity as long as you can stay above this upswing trend line. As long as you have this price action that is respecting this upswing trend line, then we're still in a bullish uptrend on OKLO. One thing that I will note is, in addition to it getting close to the 70, getting overbought, as well as this upswing trend line, you've got a daily topping tail on the OKLO chart. And so that may be a reason, again, to maybe take some profits, take some of your profits, and then re-enter at a lower level. But it's up to you guys. I'm just giving you guys what I'm seeing in the charts, giving you an idea of like how you could possibly maneuver and maybe save a couple bucks if you are bullish on OKLO. All right, the other one I'm going to go over is XRP. I know there's a lot of XRP junkies out there. And so the RSI on XRP has been pretty consistent as well. Now you're staying above the 30. And so for me, XRP is still a relatively strong crypto altcoin. If you get back down to $2.65 and the RSI is just below the 50 on the RSI, maybe gets down to 42, this is a buying opportunity for XRP. This is where you can go long and then wait for a continuation move higher. Could even take it up all the way to this double top, which is $3.65 on XRP. So again, great opportunity. RSI is heading lower, still a relatively strong altcoin. So this would give you an opportunity. So here's another option as well. If you guys are looking to get into this trade, and then where is my next support level? If for some reason it doesn't support the 50 and it heads lower, well, you would be looking at another little drop. I don't know why this is not working. About 20% lower. You've got this nice pivot, area, nice price consolidation, upswing trend line. This would be the fourth hit of the upswing trend line. So it does possibly favor a breakdown. But again, XRP is so strong. A lot of bulls in XRP. The rest of the altcoin market's kind of fallen over, but XRP is remaining strong. And that's what you want to see when you're playing the 40-50 area on the relative strength index. Plus, look at how oversold it is, and at least in the short term. It might be overbought in the long term, but oversold in the short term. So you can expect a bounce off of $3.65. All right, CRDO is another chart that I absolutely love. Again, it's given a lot of good RSI action. And also, you're getting good price action. You don't quite have an engulfing reversal candle. So if you guys have been interested in taking profits, now might be the opportunity to release some of those the profits that you've taken and then re-enter. I wouldn't actually re-enter CRDO until $86.69. That would be a great level. And then you'd want to wait until this RSI gets oversold, maybe to the 42, 43 area, maybe 45, and see how price action gets in there. You do have this upswing trend line on CRDO and a good sell candle. And so this does favor a move to the downside. No guarantees one way or another, but those of you who are bulls, $68.69 is that level. All right, guys. Now let's go ahead and go into the trade of the day. Let's see if I've got a zinger for that. Give me 1 second. All right, here's the top trade, you guys. I really like being on camera. It makes me feel a lot more connected to you guys. So Coinbase had this huge sell-off into earnings. Again, another with the altcoin running, Bitcoin still high. You're going to have a lot of support of this gap fill at 35.33. If you go and check out the RSI, what I look for is movement in the relative strength index as well as movement in the price action. And you are getting some good RSI price action and good actual price action. So it had a big sell-off into earnings. Now, if we switch to the pre-market data, it did get back all the way down and hit this gap fill at 35.33. But if you notice these 1 minute volume candles, there's not a ton of volume, meaning that there's not a lot of institutional playing in here, and there's not a lot of retail investors who are saying, okay, now is the opportunity to jump into this. So you could get a flush out. My trade of the day, you guys, is an entry price of $335.33. I want you to see the 4-hour RSI. Look at this. You've got this beautiful pierce of the 30, it's down to 25. So trade of the day, entry price at $335.33 with one ad level at 33.20. Okay, so this one I'm going to provide you guys a little bit more maneuverability. One ad at $332 even number. That is the low pivot point on Coinbase. If it starts closing below that or getting below that, you may want to stop out of it. And you're looking for about a $5 to $7 move on this price action. So if you have to add at $332, then you would take $3 to $5 into the money, which is about a 1.5% on the upside for Coinbase. All right. So again, a little bit more maneuverability in this Coinbase trade. Beautiful RSI divergence, positive RSI divergence. You're under on the 4-hour, you're under 30. This to me signals a great opportunity to enter a long trade for Coinbase. Okay. So at this point, I would switch back to my camera, but please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, ring that bell so you can get notified every morning when the markets open at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be here with you guys, and stay tuned. Gareth Soloway is going live in just under 3 minutes, and we'll see you guys there. Have a great day. Take care.